Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport. And we will. I was going to put that there. Uh, so, Le Mans. 15 hours left. I am going to be watching it until. Well, no, I'm going to be watching it till it finishes. But I'm going to live stream until around about 6 a.m. because after that, I'm in danger of other people waking up and then you won't be able to hear me, especially if it's the kids. So that's why I haven't done this for the whole 24 hours, despite the fact I have been watching for the whole 24 hours. And even I found it hard to keep track of who's on what strategy at this point. I don't know who's going to win. I said the number 50 Ferrari. It's still up there somewhere in fifth. I don't know if the safety car screwed it or not. Honestly, until this all plays out, I have no idea what's going on in pretty much any of the classes. I can sum up some people's races. It's been pretty bad for Peugeot, although they have sort of slowly risen through the field in the last few hours or so. The Isotta Fraschini, whatever it is, that's still going around in 18th. They're doing a pretty good job. Lamborghini are in the race but not doing much. Cadillac, been a little bit disappointing. I said they were the dark horses and they haven't really been. But I did say Toyota would rise back up to the top from their lowly starting positions, and they have pretty much done just that. In fact, I said the number 7 would finish second, and they're currently in third. Ferrari, they're all around there. Porsche, they've got a couple of... The Penske's have had a rough race, but the number 6 has got back up near the front. The... What do you call them? Jota, Hertz Jota. They've had a pretty good race so far, pretty steady. It's amazing that we are... How many hours in? 9 hours in? And it's still fairly close. LMP2, I've seen lots of cars go off. Haven't really been keeping track of it. DeCoin, I know, went off. My pick, the number 23 United Autosports car, has had a lot of trouble and has basically disappeared. I'm sure someone else just spun as well. We've had a couple of big incidents. The BMWs, who again have had a really bad race and are basically out of it. In fact, I don't think either BMW hypercar is going round, and the BMWs in the GT class have hit trouble. But that was the big crash. So you saw long safety car for that. But now into the night. I would love to go to Le Mans. I wonder how much it costs. I can't afford it. I would love to go. I know people who've gone. They've said it's incredible. It's really not fair. I don't even have a passport at the moment. Only 9 hours of the race. I feel like the commentators say there's still a long way to go, around about 1,000 times during the 24 hours of Le Mans. See, I don't know, the pit stops seem to... There's no one dominating this race, which is great, because the Le Mans of old, you'd have Audis leaving the field behind or Porsches leaving the field behind. It's nice seeing it being close and impossible to call. And I've had a busy day because I have watched all the football as well at the same time. So I've had 2 screens up here. I have my phone playing the football, Le Mans on the computer, and I've been trying to keep track of both. which hasn't helped with me keeping track of Le Mans, honestly. But it's a shame it's on at the same time as the Euros. I think if the Euros started a week later or Le Mans was a week earlier, it'd be a lot easier for me. Instead of trying to cram in 3 football matches a day around 24 hours of racing. There's also the other racing going on this weekend, which I haven't even begun to look at. I know at least one of the Formula Regional America races went off today. I'm pretty sure Supercars has possibly finished by now. I don't know if they were both last night. NASCAR will be later on Sunday. I actually don't know anything else that's going on. I did watch the Lamborghini Super Trofeo races at Le Mans. They were really good. The first one, a lot of punctures, but the racing was pretty good in the Lamborghinis. Is that another Ferrari in trouble? Yeah, the Ferraris in the GT class are not having a good race. I do like the slow zones they've started doing here. Instead of having a safety car for every stranded car or bits of bodywork. The destroyed barrier when the BMW hit it, fair enough, that has to be fixed. But for everything else, safety zones, they make perfect sense. I should imagine this is going to be a full course yellow. So what's this one? 66. So they'll pretty much last anyway. They really get great camera views for Le Mans nowadays. The weather has also played a big part in this race. It's actually been quite annoying it being so intermittent and not having just a nice long period of rain. Yay! Bloody Someone in France going on strike. That's surprising. It's amazing anything gets done in France. Ugh. Another spin. I'm guessing it's still greasy because there has been a lot of spins. Mostly LMP2s. Oh, and it's Miata. Super Formula champion? It is. Yeah. I haven't seen the standings for LMP2 for a while. I don't even know who's leading that. There's another car. Oh, is that the Ferrari? Yeah. So out of 23 hypercars, I think we've lost 3 or 4. Proton have had issues as well, I think. So They're a couple of laps behind. Peugeot, I don't understand at all. Like, honestly, the one race they were really good at last year was Le Mans. And you'd think this year would be pretty much more of the same. But we've barely seen them. They got it going. I can't actually tell where they are on track. Yeah. Looks like it could do with a tow. I think one thing we need to bring over from America is the safety crews that IndyCar has, because they're incredible. The way to get cars started and going again and keep cars in the race. It's brilliant. I know they're full-time paid staff that travel around with the IndyCar circus, but I think World Endurance, Formula One, they're big enough that they could do that. Like, if that's not moving, you just get a tow truck on there now and get it up. It's in a slow zone, so cars know not to go near it. Yeah, Manfi Porsche in the GT class are ruling the roost again. The GT Porsches are very efficient. They don't seem to run into trouble very often. Iron Dames are doing well to be in 7th because they got knocked off the track earlier in the race as well. So they've come back a bit. I'd like to see the gaps. I know I could probably give them up on something, but I can't be bothered. Yeah. It felt at one point like the entire top 10 was going to be Ferrari, Toyota, and Porsche. But Cadillac have brought themselves back up into it if it's within strategy and they're not all about to pit and drop back down again. Which, if they do, it'll be Porsche, Ferrari, and Toyota again. See, they're back in Toyota now. I still think Ferrari have something up their sleeve. And those Ferraris are quick. That's better. See, this number 2 Cadillac's quite far back, and that means the Ferraris are as well. It's still incredible that they're within a lap. The Inception McLaren had issues as well, didn't it? Just to be clear, if you click on this in the future, it will only make sense in 2024 if you happen to be watching Le Mans. Otherwise, you're going to have to time this up with the Le Mans race. So there's 14 hours, 47 minutes, and 4 seconds left. So if you're watching it live, that's where I'm watching it from. In case you skip back and watch something before. That's another amazing thing about these cars, actually. When they break down, when the Inception McLaren broke down and they took basically the entire front of the car off and replaced it, these machines are really special. They have got this down perfectly. And that Ferrari is not staying near the apex. Which one was that? That's the 50. That's the one I backed. So the Ferraris are on a move. Yeah. Oof. Is that a Porsche? Penske's number 4. That 4's had a lot of issues. Yeah, down in 17th. It's a shame because that's the American car and they've been doing pretty well in the IMSA. But Le Mans really has not gone their way. Oof. That could have been a big hit. God, that's bright. And we've got Scott Dixon in the Cadillac as well. So they're having issues lifting the Ferrari. Well, they already lost a couple of laps, so if they had any hope, it's definitely gone. Yeah, Ahmed Al-Hati crashing. That's not the first time this year. He crashed in the European Le Mans Series when he was leading as well. So he's not having a good year. Sally Yolich. The GT class is really close. I know it's 30 seconds between first and second and 17 back to third, but GT, anything can happen in that class. Oh, Peugeot. Oh dear. So that's the Lamborghini through. They really aren't showing the LMP2 standings. I have no idea who's leading in LMP2. I know Cool Racing were. I mean, the number 37. I think that was a while ago I saw that. The Lexuses are doing well as well. Well, one's 6th, one's 10th. But that's better than they've been running at the other races in the World Endurance Championship. Yeah. That's pretty incredible to think about. Well, Lexus are involved in motorsport, mostly in Japan, obviously, but Lexus have been around Super GT for at least a couple of decades, possibly longer. It's amazing they never had a go at the GT class before this. those damn Porsches again, though. It is incredible. Just those Manfrey Porsches are very well put together. Yeah, the poor Corvettes. I really like the look of these Corvettes, but they're not doing great. They sound great. I'd love to have a Corvette. Iron Dame's up to 4th. But I'm sure that car would be at least... Oh, no one off. Who's that? Is that the Lexus? Also in the D Station, Aston Martin, one of my favourite drivers, Erwin Bastard. Perfect name. See, I said the number 31 BMW in the GT class, and it's not doing great. It has been hovering around the top 5 at times, but I'm pretty sure fighting for top 10 is the kind of pace it's actually showing. Well, I said if Manfrey win this, then the championship is pretty much theirs, but we do have a long way to go. It's his birthday? Is that a cake? It really is incredible how anyone has any idea what's going on at night at Le Mans. Like, I know the commentators have all their timing screens in there, but it's still just darkness and lights. Like, the car in front could be anything. Total overtakes 8,860, 3,001, and 898. So that's a little bit more than we had at the Monaco Grand Prix then. They must have moved Sally Yolich up last then. Yeah, that Ferrari's on the move. Oof. It's amazing how much battling you get in a race this long. It's definitely not like the Le Mans of old. Well, the early 2000s anyway. Yeah, 4th and 5th. I think Cadillac have definitely recovered well. Hey, Jack Aitken, former Formula One driver Jack Aitken, and one race wonder. Is that Cadillac? Yeah. So he's in the Whelan Engineering one. Oh, they're down in 12th. They're still up with the lower Porsches. They're not doing too badly. Well ahead of Peugeot and Lamborghini. So they're pretty much safe in the top 12 if they have no issues. It's not bad. 4 Porsches, 3 Ferraris, 2 Toyotas, 3 Cadillacs. That's your top 12. So only 4 manufacturers in the top 12. It's kind of a shame there's no customer Toyota teams, because it would be nice to see how they match up with the customer Porsches and Ferraris, if the Ferrari counts as a customer Ferrari. Lancia. God. Excuse me? I'm guessing that's not WRC. As much as I would love to see Lancia back in the WRC, there's no way they're going to be rallying for Lancia Epsilon at that level. It's going to be like Italian Rally Championship and maybe the European Rally Championship. One day maybe we'll get Lancia back in the WRC. Ferrari's going for it again. Foco. That's... oof. He did it. That was a dive bomb. Ooh. There's a lot of gravel on the track. Is that 92's got to drive through? Who's 92? Is that one of the GTs? Oh. Yeah. Stuck behind a Mustang. Yeah, that was good racing by Bamber. Ah, that might make the GT class more interesting. Oh, Sean Galil. He was someone who just hung around Formula 2 for years and years and years, and it's strange seeing him in other things. And he has been a better endurance racer than he was a single-seater racer. He's still not great. It's just light. Honestly, I don't know how they can overtake at night. It's just lights and blurs. Fourteen and a half hours left. We're not even halfway yet. This has been quite the battle. Because I thought the Ferrari get past and leave the Cadillac behind, but Bamber's keeping him within touching distance. No, I think the GT car is going to help him here because the Cadillac's not going to be able to get alongside. See, Foco's quite a long way behind the Toyota in front now. But I don't know how it plays out on strategy. It's pretty incredible. It's close. It's incredible. The battle for the lead at Le Mans. There's only a second between them, and we're almost 10 hours into the race. That's pretty. 4 seconds a lap, so it's only going to take him about 10 laps to catch him. Which is about 40 minutes, but I'm guessing there's a pit stop before then. So Team WRT are basically screwed because 3 of their cars are out and the other one has a penalty and isn't doing great anyway. Ahmed El Hati. Things appear on TikTok. What are they talking about? Actually, talking about commentators, Alex Brundle is... He sounds identical to Martin Brundle. So when Martin retires, just replace him with his son. I don't think anyone would notice. Alright, well this isn't working out. I'm gonna